Okay. It may come as a different stream. Let's see.
Oh, live video interrupted.
JB. Okay.
JB?
JB. Okay. Did it come back?
OBKB.
Can you hear us now? Should be able to hear us now. Hopefully, people are. Okay, there we go.
All right.
All right, let's begin.
3, 2.
And welcome to Stuck in Beta. This is episode number 90. That is 90. What do you just hit it again?
It's not working for me. Okay, so we're a man short. We're a man down.
I'm glad he's yeah, okay. So I'm Greg, and that is, what's your name?
Just one Josh.
Yeah.
Just one Josh.
Other Josh decided that fishing was more important.
Man, he's got his priorities out of whack.
Yeah, just around, let's see, about 2 hours before the show, he's like, hey, I'm going fishing. Like, oh, yeah. Well, he really didn't say it like that. He goes, I got to go to the lake. And then I kind of got him to...
You're embellishing a little bit.
Yeah, then it kind of... Then he finally, after a little coercing, he actually said, I'm going fishing. And then I said, no, do you have to hold your dad's rod? And he didn't answer after that. So I figured, I don't know.
Disgusting.
Well, that's how it goes. Yeah. That was delayed.
Hey, I'm still learning here.
Well.
All right, so what did you do this past weekend, Greg?
Man, I don't even remember.
It was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day.
Molly's first Mother's Day?
Oh, I do know what we did. So, because Mother's Day, we both have our mothers that we have to visit.
Aww.
I was like, it'd be really nice if Saturday maybe I'd kind of dedicate for Molly, the new mother,
Yeah.
So I got some cheese and grapes and sausages and I got a picnic all set and ready to go, and the whole plan was to go to one of the wineries that allow food, hang out there and have a nice
relaxing day.
Relaxing day. Well,
what happened?
Well, our beautiful daughter Millie, she didn't want to do that.
Huh?
She was very, very cranky.
So you were planning to take her with you? Yeah,
that was the plan. Well, we weren't planning on throwing back, lots of bottles.
Right.
But yeah, so then it didn't really work out the way we wanted it.
Did you go somewhere?
No.
Just never even got out of the house, huh?
Well, we started out. We were in. Oh, what? I can't remember the reason, but we had to go up to. We were way up on Manchester, and we had to take care of some other things up there. And then it kept getting later and later, and she was crabbier and crabbier. We're like, there's no way we're going to be able to get home. Go do this. And so we just put a
I remember those words of wisdom that you got from a guy.
Yeah.
Way back when, at a where were you? You were at a brewery, right?
Yeah.
And he was carrying around a little baby on his chest, and you came back and told us that he said, "Live your life.
Live your life. Bring her Bring the baby everywhere." Well,
he wasn't dealing with a fussy baby, I guess.
Well, yeah, it depends, and it's hopefully this is a phase that is gonna end soon, but yeah, because
well, sorry to hear that.
8 weeks today.
Yeah,
Millie is 8 weeks.
Cool, 2 months. Just about, right?
Well, just, yeah. approximately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then Mother's Day, we took my mom out, and then we went to see her mom. Her mom, it's funny, her mom made a lasagna for her mom cooked. I'm like, well, what are you doing cooking for Mother's Day? Oh, no, I just want everyone over. So anyway,
yeah,
good time.
I had a decent day. So for my wife, something that we've been wanting to do for a while is have some rose bushes along our driveway. And so I bought her 4 rose bushes, one to symbolize each of our children, and planted those. It turned out really nice. And so that was kind of my gift to her this year. And then on Mother's Day, we had our moms over, and we just cooked for them. And I wouldn't say, I mean, Lori does a lot of the cooking too, but I did the grilling, just right. So I mean, it's like she didn't take the day off or anything, but
I would love to do something like that. Something where we need a bigger house, but it would be great for us to just have everyone come over to our house.
Yeah. And
just, instead of going here, just come over here. We'll get you some food.
Right.
Be a beautiful day.
Yeah.
End of story,
Last year's Mother's Day, I probably talked about it on the show. We actually brought all of our families together, like my whole family, my extended family, cousins, aunts, uncles, Lori's whole family, same deal, aunts, uncles. We all went to the winery on Mother's Day last year. And everybody loved it. Everybody had a great time.
Why didn't you do that again?
And there was like a few people who wanted to do it again. My grandma was one of them, which I think she's the eldest. I think we should have done what she wanted.
Yeah,
and
she's a veteran.
I don't know. Somehow, not everybody had the same idea, and they kind of did a couple of smaller things. And then my mom came by our house after she visited with them, and she's like, "I wish we would have gone to the winery again. It was such a good time."
You were at Wild Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they did some. I know Villa Antonio, the other winery that's kind of near here.
Mm-hmm.
They had like a Mother's Day brunch, and I think it was like $40. So I don't know if you could have just went to the winery and had like your own thing, or if you had to be a part of this brunch thing, because it was like a brunch buffet, and
okay.
I don't know if they provided drinks or anything, but
I would hope so for $40.
No, yeah, but I tell you what, I was looking at a lot of those Mother's Day brunches.
Mm-hmm.
I think the cheapest ones you could find were $30.
Gosh.
Maybe the brewery had one. I think theirs was $25 up at AB.
Man.
At the what do you call that? The brew house,
right?
Not the brew house. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
But yeah,
I was talking to a guy at work today, and he was saying that he drove up to Hannibal, I believe, and they went to lunch, and it was like it was his family, but then also his his in-laws or whatever, and he was talking about how he spent like $150 on the meal, and then the drive back and forth, and he's like, "How about you?" And I'm like, "We just grilled," and he's like, "Oh, man.
Hot dogs and hamburgers."
Well, no, it's bratwurst and chicken, but and he was like, "Oh man, that sounds nice." And I'm like, "Yeah, it was actually. It was very calm and
What do you want? He keeps growling at me.
He wants you to move on. Get the show moving on.
I think he farted. My dog's had gas lately.
Oh, boy. Man, it just hit me.
Does it?
Gosh, get out of here.
He's just saying. That's what the candle's down here for.
This show went in the wrong direction.
The toilet? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
So I've been talking about, it's been like 3 years, 2 years, 3 years about building that Keezer.
Yeah. So what is a Keezer?
A Keezer is basically a chest freezer, and you take the lid off, you put this wooden collar. So you use like 2x6s to make a collar all around it. Then you put the lid back on top of the wood collar,
mm-hmm.
and through this wood collar you can drill holes to have taps.
Okay.
And then you put your kegs inside, and then you have taps. And I've been wanting to do this for so long. It's been like one of those things that like. So I'm like.
You set a deadline?
This weekend, I was planning on working on it. And then I realized, crap, I must have measured wrong because I don't have enough wood. I need another board.
Every guy's problem.
I need another board, so I need to go. There you go. I need to go back to deep. It's kind of I can fit. I can fit an 8-footer in my car, but it'd be tight.
So you gave yourself a deadline that you're gonna have this thing.
I really want to do it by this week. Now I don't know if I'm gonna stain it and do all that stuff. I just want to do a simple build. I only have 2 taps right now. I figure I can drill more taps later. But and I'm gonna have the CO2 run on the outside, so I have more room in the freezer.
Yeah.
Well,
that's exciting, man. That'd be really cool to like be able to just walk up with a glass and
I know.
Pull yourself a pint.
So, and we got the Smash ale that's ready to go. Mm-hmm. So I just need to get that kegged and ready to go.
Hopefully the beer turns out good. And
if not, we'll figure something else
get right back on.
We'll brew something else.
Yeah, that's always been kind of the dream, is to have the keg the tap, the keg in the house.
Yeah, I know. And I think I was telling you earlier, I kind of want to do another cider because I think that went over really well.
Too well for me.
A little too well, but it's easy drinking, and I think pretty much anyone would enjoy that.
Yeah.
So
it's not really cider weather coming up, but is there
but I mean, is there a cider weather? Summertime.
Yeah, I think cider is a fall.
Yeah, maybe
drink.
Maybe the hot apple cider, but
okay.
Just a cold hard apple cider.
Apple crisp.
I don't know. It's good anytime.
True.
Well, I could add a different flavor. What's a season? I could add peach. You don't like peaches?
I would try a peach cider.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
Yeah.
I really don't know how to begin with that, but I could look it up. May not come out as good. And so, did you see all the canceled and renewed TV shows?
I heard a little bit about them, but tell me more.
So there's some strange things going on. Well, there's
canceled? Stranger Things is canceled?
There's a lot of shows that were canceled.
Oh.
And, like, some shows you're like, oh, why did that even get on the air? The podcasting show that I talked about a few weeks ago, that got canceled, apparently. No one's into podcasting.
Yeah.
Who would be into that?
Yeah.
But it had Zach Braff in it, right?
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Popular guy, I guess.
Weird thing is, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I've watched it before, and I think it's pretty funny. Molly can't stand Andy Sandberg.
Yeah. Andy Sandberg.
But I think it's pretty funny. I really haven't watched it that much. But it got canceled.
Yep.
And then, like, within 24 hours, NBC... picked it up.
Yeah, that is so strange to me. What was the first? Was it Arrested Development that was really the first show that
maybe
jumped networks like that?
Actually, Family Matters did.
I was thinking of that. What was it? I think
it was on ABC and it jumped to was it CBS?
Really?
For the last season or something?
No kidding. Huh.
I know it was ABC. I can't remember which network.
Yeah,
I think it was CBS, which it jumped to.
Wow. Huh.
And then, there's the story of Family Guy where that was canceled, but it came back to Fox.
Same network, yeah.
But yeah, it's just strange to see.
But there's a couple of those, right? It's not just Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
So Last Man Standing, which have you ever watched that show?
No, not really.
So Molly and I started watching it it's on Hulu, and we started watching it. It's actually a pretty funny show.
Was it Will
Tim
Arnett?
Allen.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking
Tim
of
Allen. It's
Last Man on Earth or
it's
something.
very similar. It's got the similar humor as
That's
Home
right.
as Home Improvement. Well, I mean, kind of. He works for an outdoor, like a Bass Pro Shop store, and he's the marketing guy of their website or whatever. And he's got 3 daughters at home, and one's got a kid already and stuff like that. But it's it was canceled last year by ABC, and then Fox announced that they picked that up.
Huh.
Which is weird that Fox would get rid of a show
Right.
that someone else would pick up, and they picked up a show that someone,
Maybe they think they can market it differently or something.
I think both those shows seem to be really popular because of all the, lots of people online on Twitter and stuff like that were really like, oh, why is this being canceled? So I don't know.
I would think that Tim Allen show is probably pretty similar to Roseanne, where it's kind of that blue collar type of, conservative hits. It's that kind of genre.
Right.
So, but what was it? Roseanne's on ABC, right?
Yeah.
And so that show was canceled by ABC.
I know.
And then it's going to Fox, which you wouldn't think would be in that. So it's almost like Fox picked it up to maybe sort of compete in a way, or have, draw that audience maybe. I mean, that could be one way that they would spin it.
I mean, I know there's lots of shows back in the day that I'm like, why did they cancel this? I loved Freaks and Geeks. That show got canceled, and and things like, probably if that show would have been canceled today, like say Freaks and Geeks, I bet your Amazon, your Netflix, your Hulu, one of them may have picked it up if one of the networks didn't pick it up. One of the other ones.
I really like that show on Netflix.
That Everything Sucks.
Yeah, Everything Sucks, and that got canceled.
Yeah.
I would love to see that get picked up somewhere else, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm wondering if this, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Last Man Standing, I mean, those are 2 big shows. I mean, they have 2 big stars in them. I wonder if it was kind of although it was a year for Last Man Standing since that's been on, but I wonder if the networks were like, we don't want the streaming services to get this before we do, kind of like
maybe. Any other notable mentions on the list?
That Kevin James show was canceled.
Oh yeah,
I never could really get into that. I love King of Queens.
Yeah,
I thought that was a great show, but
is that show with Matt LeBlanc? Is that still around?
I don't even know what that is.
Man, it was kind of funny because I watched. It came on before something else that we were watching, and what I saw of it was funny. I mean, he didn't play like Joey like he does on Friends, but it was a funny show. It was like sarcastic, and it stuck around for a while. And I kept thinking, this isn't going to be around.
Man with a Plan.
Yeah, is it still around?
Let's see. Man.
What I saw of it was entertaining.
I think it was because it's not even on this list, so it may already have.
It's renewed.
Yeah. Well, this list has renewed and canceled.
Huh.
But
you think
maybe
it was canceled?
Well, I'm thinking it just wasn't up for renewal. It probably still is in contract or something like that.
Yeah. I think surprisingly it did okay. Yeah, it's amazing how much turnover there is. It's crazy.
Oh, I know. And I mean,
this list is alphabetical order, and there's like 30 shows per letter.
You also have all these shows that are on Netflix, Amazon. There's even that Karate Kid show. Cobra Kai got renewed for a second season. So
yeah, there's just too much out there.
Lots of stuff out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. So much competition.
Yep.
Oh, The Flash? What's going on with that?
I'm sure it got renewed.
See that
renewed,
on there.
yeah.
Gosh, season 5, man.
Yep. All those comic book shows on the CW are doing great.
Yep.
So, I don't know if you heard about this. There's well, you know how that's a show, American Idol.
Yeah.
It got canceled on Fox.
Networks.
Jumped to ABC.
Mm-hmm.
well, now it's what, Lionel Richie, Luke Bryant, and Katy Perry
Yeah.
as the judges. So on one of the recent shows, Ryan Seacrest, he's like, I guess they came back from a commercial break, and he's kind of talking to Katy Perry. He goes, "Your mom's really good looking," or whatever, and she says, "Yeah, that's good. I guess that means that I'll look good at that age," or whatever. He go something like, "Yeah, you're not a mom yet, are you?" And he's like, it says something like, "You want to change that?" I mean,
you want to talk about that, or
yeah,
something
you
like
want to
that?
talk about that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
And I mean, what kind of is that really the appropriate time to be hitting on someone during, while on I'm sure he's gonna say some, if he does say anything about it, he'll probably say, "Oh yeah, I was just joking for the air," or whatever.
Right.
He obviously didn't know the mics were on.
Yeah. I mean, he's always kind of struck me as a guy who's a little bit full of himself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I did hear about that. And there's so much of that going on right now. I actually heard about that story about the girl who left NCIS. I've never watched that show either, but I know the character. She's that kind of quirky sort of looking, I don't know.
Oh, I know what
agent.
you're talking about. The one that has the
Pigtails.
pigtails. I've never watched the show either.
Yeah, I
Mark
know,
Harmon and that chick.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her, but I know that she's been on that show 15 seasons.
Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't that crazy? So she just left kind of abruptly this year, and they had like this whole going away thing. The only reason why I really know about that is because I watched local Channel 4 News, which is CBS, and there's always the promos or whatever, the commercials for that. But anyway, now she's alleging that, is that the right word? She's accusing, I guess, the network that she had been saying that she had been assaulted, I guess, like sexually assaulted or whatever, and she documented it and reported it, and there wasn't anything being done about it. So that's why she left the show.
Huh. Well, did she say who it is?
No, she hasn't done that yet.
Well, that'll come out soon, I'm sure.
So,
hey, want to have a beer?
Absolutely, I do.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, what's your code again?
5417.
Oh man, where's Josh at? I don't even know how to get to the code. I'm just gonna talk here and hope that I figure out a way to unlock this screen. So right now, 5417.
So if anyone wants my code,
we're gonna go to beer 30.
So here's an interesting thing.
Man, you're going with the good stuff, huh?
I say, what the hell?
What the heck? Hey,
someone
Josh
has to be punished. So anyway, one of our local grocery chains, Schnucks, one of their stores up in closer to the city, well, it is in the city, Hampton Village, added a tap, like where you can actually get growlers filled, and crawlers as well. And the nice thing is they put these beers that are usually harder to get or whatever on tap, and you can just go away with a growler full. And
wow,
so it's pretty nice, and it's kind of it looks like an outside company actually provides that, because I looked in Missouri, there's only 3 places. That's Schnucks, and I think there's a place in the Ozarks, and some other place too. And the other 2 places are Come and Go, the convenience stores, which are in the gas stations.
So this is, they have. I mean, do they just? Is it like a short supply of it, and then once they're out, then they move on to something else?
Yeah, I think that's the way it works. Okay. So I went up. Well, I saw, you can check what they have online. They had Abraxas on tap, and Abraxas for those in the beer community is like huge.
Yeah.
You know, even other than St. Louis, I mean, Abraxas is a big deal. Well, I saw that they were going to have it on tap, and they had like a grand opening of this thing yesterday, and it was on tap. So I'm like, man, I gotta see if it's, because I didn't get a chance to go yesterday. I looked today, it still was there. So
what do they charge for a growler of it?
So here's the thing, it varies. So the 32 ounce crowlers have a price, and then the growlers, which are 64 ounce, the glass, they have a different price. Now for the Abraxas, they only let you get the crowlers. $20. So
well, how many ounces is that?
32.
Oh, so that's more than the bottle, right?
Yeah, it's approximately the same. So I think it's actually a better deal than you would have bought it from from Perennial. And at first when I got there, I said, you're not giving growlers of that? Well, I could try, but then I thought, man, he's going to charge me $40 for that thing, and I don't want to. He goes, so it's really neat. Have you seen them do the crowlers?
I don't think so. Is it just a wide open?
It's a wide open can without the top. Then they put the can or the lid on top. Well, first they purge it, Then they put obviously fill the beer. Then they put the lid on top and put it in a machine that kind of crimps it down. So
that's cool.
Abraxas out of a can,
That is cool. Man, I haven't had this in quite a while.
And this, I don't think either one of us have had the 2018 version of this.
No, I definitely haven't. I haven't had it probably since like 2016.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Need a coaster? Man, this is one of our favorites of all time, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. And Molly will have to have a drink of this.
Top 5, would you say?
Yes, definitely in our top 5. So we always talk about Perennial and how like they seem to charge a lot and whatever. It always seems like, they're kind of a little uppity snooty. Or whatever, snooty. But they make some good beer. So I mean, I guess they have the right to do that.
Now this one tastes a little different to me than what I remember.
Well, I guess every year it kind of changes. But another thing about these that they seal, they say the growlers and these last up 30 to 45 days.
As long as they're not opened, right?
Right. Yeah. Which to me seems like a really long time. I thought your normal growler lasted 11 days if you got it filled.
I see that other Josh joined, but he's not saying anything.
No, what's up, Josh? Fishing?
He must be on his way to the lake. So, a while back, there was that beer that Main and Mill had here locally. What was that one called? The breakfast? Was it the breakfast?
The one
stout. Man, that thing was good, and I would say for my taste, I liked it more than I like this Abraxas.
Now this is a little colder than I probably shouldn't have put it back in the fridge. I probably should have taken it out for a while, but
still very good.
It's good stuff.
But I think there's a lot of really good beer out there now, and some of the even smaller local places are making beer that's just as good.
Oh yeah,
quality is just as great. So I wonder. I don't know. I mean, Perennial still has that huge following, huh? I mean, people are like,
oh yeah. However, like, I mean, our local Main and Mill, like you were saying, that beer that they put out. You want some of this? That beer they put out is fetching a hefty price online. Really? Yeah.
Have you tried it?
No, it's still sealed.
We should have cracked that open.
We will eventually. So
now
I've got a snack.
You got a snack for us?
Cashews, almonds, macadamia nuts, nightlight, pecans too, pistachio.
So I thought this would pair well. So, the Keebler elves made a mistake.
Whoopsie.
So, they're fudge stripe cookies?
Yep.
Well, apparently the fudge machine, they accidentally left it on too long, and these got totally coated
Oh my.
in fudge. So
Yeah.
the stripes are no longer there. It's just a cookie coated in fudge.
Yep. Wonder how it's gonna taste.
It tastes delicious. That's what it tastes like.
No, they don't actually have the stripes on the inside. It looks like.
So you're telling me this whole story they have
Yeah.
is false?
On the picture, they actually show a striped cookie that's being covered. I don't think the stripes are actually there.
This is a bunch of crap, man. I can't believe Keebler would lie to us.
It's good though.
Yeah. Problem with these are one of my favorite cookies,
Yeah.
and I'll probably eat the entire thing.
Well, gotta be careful. The recommended serving size is 2 cookies,
2 cookies.
170 calories, 5 grams of saturated fat.
Well,
Gotta be careful.
I've got another recommendation.
Greg will say, "Whoopsie." Just take 'em
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Whoopsie.
off. So, what do you do with this Abraxas that's left in the can?
Now you got to finish it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, finish it, or we'll throw it in a growler and seal it.
Can you do that?
No.
No. Okay. So it's gonna be one of those kind of nights.
Well, you can. So, yeah, you can. There's not. I mean, this isn't that much.
Oh.
I mean, you're already down to
Okay.
here.
All right. What else is going
We
on?
got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, blah blah blah. What were you gonna say about? You have all this crap here.
So, do you know Will Smith has a YouTube channel?
I did not. I'm sure he does. I know Kevin Smith does.
Oh yeah.
They're brothers, right?
No.
No.
So this came to my attention like right around the time, for whatever reason, that he went live with this, which was in December of last year. So it's like 6 months ago. And I don't know, it was something to do with a movie. And I thought it was just like kind of a publicity type thing, like
For Bright,
no, it wasn't Bright. Maybe it was. I don't know. Did that come out 6 months ago?
I think so. Yeah, didn't that
Maybe
come
it
out
was.
around Christmas time?
Yeah, maybe it was. So I thought it was going to be, just basically, kind of another way to promote things. And I've seen a few episodes, but he has a whole lot of stuff out there. He's got like 2 million subscribers, which I guess isn't surprising because, I mean, he's a big name.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily see a lot of other big stars like have YouTube channels, or at least they haven't come to my attention.
Not really. No. I mean, like I said, Kevin Smith is the only other one that I can think of that has a channel.
So he's
I'm
got
sure there's others that do.
maybe, I don't know. I kind of looked on his like YouTube will recommend like other channels, and there's nothing else over there that's like associated with like another big time like actor or anything like that. So I don't know. I haven't searched, and nothing's ever came to my attention for another
So
star.
we got Justin Bieber, Adam Savage, Rainn Wilson. He's
yeah,
from The Office. Russell Brand. I don't know who Austin Mahoney is. See, now we're getting into...
Yeah, there's like comedians and entertainers of some sort.
Yeah, but now I'm getting into people that aren't, I wouldn't say are necessarily celebrity.
Right. So
Colossi? What the,
he's got a I don't know, it's kind of cool like what he's done with it, and I'm sure that there's a lot of help behind the scenes, but it kind of feels like it's just him doing it. But he's only got a few videos, but the latest one came across just a couple days ago, and it was kind of backstory of how he became the Fresh Prince, and it was really was really
he tells
interesting.
that in the intro, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's so.
I mean, the last line is, "That's how I became the prince of
Yeah.
a town called Bel Air."
Sure. I would recommend watching it. It's only like 5.5 minutes long, but it's pretty entertaining because he kind of talks about how he was actually broke as a musician, because he was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, but that was a time where musicians actually made money, I thought.
But he spent everything.
Oh, he did a Hammer.
Yeah,
he did an MC Hammer.
Exactly. And then the whole premise of this was like somebody gave him advice on like you got to do something different, and he wound up getting in contact with somebody who got in contact with somebody else, and ended up somebody was pitching an idea for the show, and they needed somebody to star in the show, and it became him. But it was pretty entertaining.
That's interesting because if you think about it, he's probably one of the first like rappers or even musicians that crossed over into the acting.
Yeah.
It happens all the time now. I mean, I guess one of the biggest ones like Ice Cube or even Ice-T. He does a lot of stuff too. You almost think of him. Well, Will Smith, you think of him as an actor.
Right.
You don't think of him as a musician anymore.
Well, he did he was what Fresh Prince DJ Fresh Prince,
DJ Jazzy Jeff and
the Fresh Prince,
Fresh Prince and
No, it was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I have that. I have the record upstairs. So he's the DJ. I'm the rapper.
He says in that little short story, he says that we were living large. The first album went double platinum, and then we got so big, and we were spending all our money, and then we put out another album that went like double plastic.
Yeah,
so it was terrible.
That was the one with I Bet I Could Beat Mike Tyson.
Was it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble.
Which probably I had that one as well, but
I only had the first one. Parents just don't understand.
Yeah.
Nightmare on My Street.
Nightmare on My Street. Yeah, that was huge. But then he like reinvented himself again, like later on, and just became Will Smith as the musician, and had like a bunch of huge hits. Like was it Miami, Rolling to Miami, and Summertime.
And Get Jiggy With It.
Yeah, Get Jiggy With It. Yeah,
I got jiggy with it.
So, check it out. I don't know. It's kind of interesting that a guy like that would have a YouTube channel. And I noticed on here he's celebrating 1 million subscribers with Jimmy Fallon.
A month ago.
Yeah, a month ago. And now he's at 1.9 million.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm sure it's not hard. What I find interesting too is that like guys like huge, you would think that you're trying to market your brand as a person, but yet your videos are monetized too. So you got that coming in as well.
Yeah. And some of them YouTube stars, they make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And what was I? It may have been the morning show here in St. Louis, Rizzuto. I think he said he was at Career Day, and a few of the kids they were like, I want to be what they wanted to be. They want to be a YouTube star.
Yeah,
that's like the big thing. I hear. Well, so do I. But
right, I want to be a podcast star.
It hasn't. Man, I got my feet everywhere, and
dude,
I've got so much content out there. Well, look, the Half-Ass Productions Network is stuck in beta, Film Bacon, Beer 30, How to Fix It Workshop.
You should focus on How to Fix It Workshop well, not everything, but a lot of things that you've done have done really well. I was actually looking at that today, and your video on how to fix your airflow.
It started getting comments daily.
Every time that there's a change in a season and
air conditioning, turn on,
heating. It's something that people are after. That thing has almost 100,000 views now, and it's made a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's not a dumb video because it kind of tells you it's helpful to people.
Yeah, we should focus on that.
Yeah. All right, let's see you guys
right here.
Well, My whole thing is to have an empire, you know.
Right.
The whole half-ass productions is supposed to be all this whole network of shows, you know. It was my whole plan to be in all these different genres, you know.
Yeah. Well, you're the king of all media.
No, that's a different guy. That's totally a different guy, not me.
Where's that guy at anymore? Anyway,
He's still on Sirius, and
I don't hear much about him anymore.
he makes a lot of money. Howard is. I haven't listened to him in a long time because I haven't had Sirius in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I throw my hat out there in so many things. I thought Phil and Bacon was great, but then I stopped getting access to the movies. So,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's why that should.
That'd be the only reason why I'd get a movie pass is to start that back up again.
Yeah.
If that didn't make you know.
Yeah.
One would have to. Whatever.
It's cool when they can like kind of. When you know little side projects or side hustles or whatever can kind of pay for themselves.
Right. Now I need to come up with the scripted YouTube series. And I kind of had that with Half-Ass TV.
Yeah, that was great. And that's, man.
We did 2 episodes.
If you would have just like kept rolling with that.
That was we were innovators.
Exactly.
I mean, that is what, because that was like kind of before YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I had that on Google Video.
Google Video?
Yeah. Before Google bought YouTube.
I never even knew there was such a thing.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, what's the direction to find that?
Oh, geez. Go to halfasstv.com. I think it still works.
halfasstv.com. And yeah, there was was it 2 episodes or 3 episodes?
We had 2. And on YouTube,
they were good.
It's funny because I moved. They may not be as good now. Maybe now they'll be like, man, we were kind of lame. But we moved, like, at one time, YouTube only allowed 10-minute videos. So I moved one of the videos and I had to split it up into 2 parts.
Oh, yeah.
And then they moved everything from Google Video to YouTube, and I had the full video. So anyway, Half-Ass TV on YouTube.
Yeah, if you think about what it was at the time and you put yourself into that moment of 12, 15 years ago, whatever it was pretty damn good. And you're good at that stuff.
I know. Part of the reason why that show existed, I had this kind of vision of doing this, but I had a lot of time off because where I was working at the time lost power, and I had like a week at home that I could just do all this video editing and finish it up. Like there's a whole Transformers scene that I was able to do while I was off work because I had all this time. I don't have any time now to do any of that,
especially with a new baby.
I know, but that's how it goes.
So I wanted to give a shout out to
shout out
Fear the Walking Dead. Do you watch any of the Walking Dead stuff anymore?
I think we made it about halfway through this season of the original Walking Dead. We got 4 or 5 episodes.
Okay. It was
of the second half.
The Walking Dead got boring to me. I'd say the last 3 or 4 seasons got boring. I still relive that moment whenever you actually introduced me to The Walking Dead, probably 8 years ago.
Yeah, that first season was great.
Yeah.
Second season was like, they're stuck in a farm.
Yeah.
And then,
the budget got cut like in half or
then
more.
Then the prison got good again, and then it kind of...
The governor stuff was okay.
It had its ups and downs, and now it's... Like, I like the character Negan, but there's a lot of BS.
Yeah.
That, it never...
They finished the season on an interesting note, so it'll be...
They should have just finished the series, is what I hear.
Yeah, but it was kind of interesting how they ended it, so we'll see what the future holds for that show. but like the Maggie character, I don't know, Lauren, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But she's kind of becoming a big deal. She's got a show, I think, that's going to be coming on like one of the network. It was picked up by one of the networks, so she's probably going to end up leaving that show. It'll be interesting to see what they do with The Walking Dead. But Fear the Walking Dead is really good. So that show started out following basically a family who was kind of on the run from, this, the apocalypse, basically, and they found their way from California down to Mexico. But now it's kind of completely changed directions, and it's like time hopped up to where The Walking Dead is. So The Walking Dead started 8 years ago, right?
Well, it's in the same universe, right?
Yeah.
But it's in L.A., right?
Yeah. Well, it started in L.A., and then they moved. They were on the run. They went down to Mexico.
Spoiler!
Yeah, that was season 1. So they're in season 4, I think it is now. But they've time hopped. So Morgan from The Walking Dead has found his way to Fear the Walking Dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's not a spoiler. I mean, that is huge news.
I'd never heard that news.
Yeah. But anyway, the show has
really
completely reinvented itself, and it's like a lot of the characters don't even exist anymore for various reasons. It's really good. It's like
Really?
it's better than The Walking Dead, and it's getting a lot of like really good, feedback or press or whatever.
See, I'm wondering if it's kind of good. Fear the Walking Dead doesn't have the
Comic
comic book
Background,
background, so it doesn't have
completely fictional.
I mean, I don't.
No, it's all fictional, but completely like
That's
made
a follow
up.
a true. Yeah, no, but they're following the comic book loosely. I mean, there's changes here and there. I mean, there's a Daryl character that doesn't even exist in the comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I'm wondering if that's kind of the reason that they have this huge, they have a playground. They already know their playground they have, and then they can expand and go anywhere they want, you know.
Yeah. It's good though, because they've
But I'm wondering, are just the whole zombie Walking Dead type shows just getting kind of old though? Is that kind of the reason why we're getting worn out? But you seem to like the Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it still has a lot of legs. I mean, there's still a lot of talk that these two shows might end up catching up with one another, like actually coming together in some way. There's talk about a movie eventually, which I think would be weird, but so they keep saying there's a lot of story to be told, in which, I mean, that's easy enough to do. I mean, you got writers that can keep on writing,
Right.
But I guess they're getting really good viewership and ratings and everything. I don't know if they're at the peak that they were probably in like The Walking Dead season 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Where it was like, man, there was like parties and stuff associated with it.
I know they're still making good ratings for being. Thing is, back in the day, a show had to be over certain certain millions of people, viewers or whatever.
Right.
It's a lot lower than it used to be because there's you're spread over how many channels, how many streaming services, how many different things that.
But the dollars associated with having that percentage much, much lower, the dollars that go into producing that show are so much higher, though. I mean,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so if you go back 10 years ago, the budgets for these shows was probably a lot less, and a lot more people were watching.
Right.
And now there's a lot less people watching, but the budgets are so much higher. And I don't know if that's because of advertising money or what.
I mean, how many people, or how much money did it actually take to make an episode of Seinfeld? But
Yeah.
Jerry made $1 million an episode,
Yeah, yeah. You know that the final show was 20 years ago Monday.
Wow, man,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And looking back on it, how long has it been since you watched that final episode of Seinfeld?
I've watched it pretty many times.
Really?
So, yeah.
So what do you think of it now as opposed? Or
I never thought it was a bad episode.
Okay.
A lot of sitcoms go that route where we're saying goodbye, and
Right.
it gets real sad. You know, you're sad to see him go and all that. I think Friends went that route actually.
Yeah, the walkout scene and all that.
It's kind of like the way this ended. It was just kind of like goofy, exactly
Yeah.
the way it came in.
Right.
I mean, they ended up in jail, you know, and it was like, well, we're in jail for a year, you know.
They were playing some clips of that on the radio the other day, and it was like, is anyone here from Cell Block D? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll talk slower.
I mean, it really is. If you look back at that episode, it takes the whole entire run of Seinfeld and brings it back around because it brings all the characters back, and then even the last line in that is the first line from the pilot episode.
What was it?
Like, oh, you're missing a button or something like that. Like he was missing a button on his shirt, and then it goes into that's, you know, it was just a joke that he had.
Okay. I didn't know that.
So, yeah, Seinfeld. You should check it out if you haven't.
Check it out. Yeah, we'll leave a link in the show notes. Man, I saw this. I saw the trailer this morning. I know there's a couple of trailers out there now. So, Star Wars, the Han Solo story is going to be coming out soon. I'm looking forward to that. I would actually like to see that movie.
Really?
I don't say that too often about too many of
you're
these.
not a big Star Wars guy.
Yeah, it depends. There's.
It's funny because I thought Solo, this actual movie, is getting it's getting the lowest buzz, I think, of all this Star Wars.
I like the Han Solo character a lot, and I like Chewbacca.
Yeah,
I mean, who doesn't?
And Lando
Calrissian.
Lando Calrissian. He's played by Donald Glover.
Yeah.
You know?
The everything
Big star.
Everything that I've seen, or you know, the character, the guy. I don't know who the actor is, but it looks good to me. It looks funny. I'm interested. You know, we've kind of had the debate on the Avengers and all that, and my wife and kids still want to see that new Avengers movie. And
You haven't seen that yet?
no, I don't want to put myself through 3 hours of, I don't know.
It's action after action.
I was so bored in a couple of the last movies, like
Did you see Black Panther?
No, I didn't see
No?
Black Panther.
Oh, you didn't like Thor Ragnarok?
Thor, yeah. Spider-Man was okay. I like
Spider-Man's a
good.
good movie.
Yeah, good.
I
Avengers.
think you'll like
Infinity
this one.
War?
That's
the new one.
Yeah, that's the new one. Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron. That was lame. I didn't care for it.
That wasn't the best. I'll agree. That wasn't the best. But I think this is up there as
Up
one
there.
of the probably
go.
the best Marvel movie.
Maybe we'll go. Maybe we'll go next week. I think on Tuesdays, Warenberg has not Warenberg. What's it
Marcus.
called now? Marcus Theaters.
But see, here's the thing. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. You didn't.
The second movie was great. I never finished the first movie because I got so bored with
man,
it.
the first one's so fun.
The second movie was great.
Where Groot is, he's asking him to
Baby
get
Groot.
because go get it looks like a fin. Go get it. That's a pair of my underwear.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed the second one.
It's the same humor.
I don't know. The first one we just got bored with.
You need
Maybe
to
it was
watch,
the day. I don't know.
I love the second one, but I like the first one too.
Two big budget movies that I would really like to see is
Deadpool 2 comes out Friday.
So 3. Deadpool, the Han Solo movie, and then there's the Jurassic World movie.
What is the
tagline for that?
yeah,
you know? That looks
Life
really
finds
good.
a way. Or,
I'm really looking forward to that movie. And the first
Fallen
one,
Kingdom.
the first one was great. I'd like to see it again actually because I only saw it the one time. But I'm looking forward to that movie. I really want to.
The original, the first Jurassic Park is a really good movie too.
Yeah,
I think that still holds up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched that recently. Actually, after the Jurassic World came out, I went about and watched Jurassic Park, and I'm like, man, this really does hold up still. It's a good movie.
Yeah. So there's a couple other movies coming out. Mission Impossible.
See, I like all those movies.
I do too.
But I don't think they do well, do they? Well, maybe
Probably
they do.
not.
There's like 6 of them now.
I mean, they do. I think they do well enough to make another one.
It's all that Tom Cruise does now, isn't it?
He has that, and he has another action series.
Scientology.
Yeah. No, he has another character in the action film genre. Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah. No,
Which there's been other Jack Reachers, but
isn't that Keanu Reeves? What is the one Keanu Reeves plays?
Oh, I don't know. But he was Jack Reacher, and then the guy who's the arrow guy from Avengers.
John Wick is what I'm thinking of. Keanu Reeves.
Who's the guy who shoots the arrows?
The Avenger.
In the Avengers.
Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he's got a part in that as well, or he is one of the Jack Reacher characters, or whatever. But that Mission Impossible, the new movie's coming out. Oh, shoot, I don't know the tagline of it or the whatever, but it looks really good. It's one of those like nonstop action movies.
Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout. And if you remember, he got hurt making that movie. He got injured. There's a scene where he's like jumping across buildings, and he actually like didn't make it in one of the because he does a lot of his own. Well, he does a lot of his own stunts. No, he was on a cable. He was held by a cable, obviously, but he was supposed to jump, and he like hit the wall. He hit the building without clearing it or whatever.
I've done that before.
Yeah,
everyone has.
But it looks like a good movie. That trailer just came out today.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a lot of TV and stuff.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock.
Hey, it's 6 o'clock. We gotta get going. I gotta get fishing and get dinner ready for eating. So I guess we're not getting to the.
Go ahead.
Well,
what do we got to?
I don't know.
Let's do this.
The
pop culture
show. Pop culture. There was a button on this somewhere.
Oh, I'll get it.
I don't remember which one it was.
It's probably the one marked pop culture.
Yeah, and he hates that one, right?
I like this one.
So, pop culture this week. We haven't done a pop culture segment in a long time.
No, we have not.
So, I was thinking the other day that I remember when we were kids and like in school, study hall or whatever, I know I was a big I had a lot of Mad magazines and Cracked magazines.
I remember looking at them.
And yeah, we passed them around, and like it was. I got to know what I got nowhere to be. Do it, okay?
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. So I got to thinking: is Mad Magazine still a thing? Like, I mean, I'm sure it's still around, but like. Kids today, do they actually read magazines?
No.
Look at this. I mean,
online maybe.
Well, I mean, the only magazine I get is the Family Handyman magazine.
Man, you still get that?
Well, yeah, I never knew it. It's like $5 on Amazon. Why the hell not? So, and it tells you how to build crap.
Yeah.
Which never
Keezers?
No, it never told me how to do that. But apparently Magazine's still around and people are reading it. But do you think it's still the youthful...
It is around?
Yeah. You think the kids are still reading it, or is it adults that read it?
Yeah, it's guys from the age of 35 to 60.
Man.
Or beyond.
So from 1952 until 2018, Mad has published 550 regular issues. So
I don't remember a whole lot about the insides of the Mad magazine. Wasn't it the back cover that you could
the fold in? The fold in, I remember. Spy vs. Spy would always be in there. I thought that was always fun to see how they white spy versus black spy who would kill each other.
Yeah.
And then there'd always be like a parody of some movie or TV show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's an example of that? You got anything?
I do not. But you know what?
Really
I'm
resonated
curious.
with you, huh?
So,
You're looking something up now?
Mad Magazine Nintendo issue. Remember that there was a Nintendo issue with Mario and Luigi on the front, and they were smacking hammers on Alfred E. Newman.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I had that, but I'm sure it got torn apart.
Yeah.
and-
Your mom threw it away.
yeah.
Why? Do you think it's worth something now?
That's what I'm wondering, if it's worth anything. Issue 292.
Wow, that was 200 plus issues ago.
Yeah. Man, I wish it said the year. It just says 90s. Oh, yeah. January 1990.
Wow.
I remember. Here. Do you remember that issue?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I don't know. For some reason, that one stuck with me. Probably because it had
Nintendo.
Married with Children, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
yeah.
and Nintendo games on it. Issue 292.
Those were fun magazines. I remember you. So we actually, for those of you listening, Mike, if you're curious how Greg and I met, we kind of came together in 7th grade, where our elementary schools all joined and kind of formed into one larger junior high. That magazine's worth $3.70. It's less than the cover price.
It's horrible.
So back in the 7th grade, I remember these things being kind of passed around, like you said, and we had study hall together, and
In gym class.
and art,
Yeah.
and we looked at this kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Kids don't now. They're looking at probably much worse
Well, there's
stuff.
a lot of stuff online that you can look at, like boobs. I mean, it's Mad Magazine. Here, son, I got you a subscription to Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
There's boobs online, Dad.
Yeah, I don't know. One day that'll be pop culture, right? Remember when we used to look at porn on the internet?
No, in a magazine.
Yeah, in a magazine. We've already gone down that.
Yeah, we went down that road. It went in the trash. Oh, Molly made me burn it.
No. That stuff could be worth something. Look that up. $3.70.
It's probably worth more.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
Did you want to go into your tech segment? No, really?
well, I mean, we're going pretty long. I don't know if you want to go.
I got nowhere to be. Do you have a tech thing? I don't remember.
I don't.
Oh.
That was just a throw in case we had time.
Oh, I don't. I have time. I've got beer here in my glass, and Mike says keep going. Stuck in beta lore.
Well, I was just gonna say, have you heard? Obviously you've heard of the Raspberry Pi, right? Do you know what a Raspberry Pi is?
It's a little tiny
mini computer.
Yeah.
About the size of an Altoids container.
Oh, okay. Bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's got. Usually you can hook. You hook like the same kind of charger that would hook to your phone.
Your phone, yeah.
And it's got an HDMI port. It's got USB ports where you plug in mice and all that. Well, my father-in-law actually had a project for me. He wanted to. He's like, "Is there something where I can plug it into a TV and plug a USB drive into it and it'll just play a video and loop it. I'm like, well, yeah, you can with a Raspberry Pi. And I told him about that, and he's like, oh, I'll go order. What do I need to order? And so I got to looking, and this is probably going to be a segment on how to fix it as well. I have, because along with the Keezer, I found this cool Raspberry Pi app where you just hook a monitor to, and you could actually put like labels of your taps.
Oh,
what's
that's
on
cool.
tap or whatever. And you go in and change it. It'll say the ABV and the IBUs and all that. Now you can actually get a flow meter hooked up.
Oh, that would be cool.
It would actually show you how much is left, but that may be a little more expensive. But it's something to think about, though. But it'd be neat to have a little sign up there showing everything.
Yeah.
Because a chalkboard. What do you? I mean, you need something more than that,
right?
You need a graphic and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
screensaver.
Yeah. But if you Raspberry Pis are like $30.
Man, that is cheap.
So
Powerful.
Yeah, there's not much. It's just a little computer. You can actually install. Raspbian is the like software. It's kind of a version of Linux, but you get on. It's got a lot of apps already installed. Like it's got Chrome on there. It's got like an Open Office.
That's cool.
There's a few things that you can actually do on. I mean, it's a simple operating system, but it's it doesn't cost much.
Yeah, you should do it.
So
That sounds neat.
kind of want to do that, and the whole you can do like a little retro Pi is a big thing where you can do all the video game emulators on it.
Yeah, that's what I've seen it used for.
But I think I want to do that. Sign be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be really
another
cool.
episode.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I think we have reached the
been a
end
great
of the
show. Great show.
No Bauman,
Yeah.
or as we call Josh, is he number 2 or I don't know.
He is this week.
He's number 2. He's fishing.
Yeah.
It's fun. Hey, check us out, stuckinbetapodcast.com. Go on iTunes or any of the other streaming podcast services. Rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I guess that's it. Do you have anything else to say?
I do not.
You do not.
Thanks for the beer. It was fantastic.
All right.
The cookies are great.
Well, there you go.
Had a lot of fun.
Good times. We'll see you next week.